stop scrolling because I'm going to teach you step by step how to paint Sandy. Start off by drawing a small trapezoid with a smushed oval underneath it. Add a little bump for Sandy's chin and 2 small circles for her ears. Center your eyes over the top of our oval and give her a little triangle nose. Paint 2 big sweeping smile lines and a small tube for her neck. Moving on to the body, I want you to paint a large square, but make sure it's a little lopsided. Use some more squares to create Sandy's legs and feet, and then I want you to add 2 slight bumps to the top of our big square. I'll explain this more later. Make a small circle surrounded by little U shapes for Sandy's flower, and now we can get into color blocking. This is definitely the funnest part for me, but make sure that you don't forget to add in key features like her nose, teeth, and tongue. Now let me explain what I meant about Sandy's body. By adding curvature to the top of her outfit, we created a beautiful sense of depth. So instead of a flat line, we can really see how Sandy's iconic helmet fits into her suit. Coming down the home stretch, we can finally get into some line work. And while most of this will be outlining shapes we already made, there are still a few important things we have to add in. For example, these little black triangles on either side of her neck and the details on Sandy's collar. Paint a tiny circle and triangle to create Sandy's zipper. Throw on your favorite matte top coat, and you just painted Sandy cheeks. Who should I teach next? Only because I'm going to teach you a super easy way to paint Gary. First thing we're going to do is paint 2 overlapping circles on the far right side of the nail. Then draw 2 long lines descending from each one to form his eyes. Cap that off with a semicircle, and now we can easily create his slug body using 1 curved line and 1 wavy line. Draw an arch to define the top of his shell, and now we can get into color blocking. Give yourself a pat on the back for making it through the stressful sketch phase. But I do want you to pay attention here because we're going to add a little more definition to Gary's body. Extend your semicircle into a sideways teardrop shape, and then trace your wavy line with green gel. This simple adjustment adds dimensionality to the character and makes it appear as if Gary's moving towards us on the nail. Add a big red swirl and 4 dots for Gary's shell patterns, and now we can start lining. One of the most common mistakes I see beginner nail artists make is not paying attention to line weight. A good rule of thumb is to keep delicate facial features on the thinner side and reserve your thickest outlines for the perimeter of the character. Throwing on my favorite matte top coat, and you just painted Gary! Let me know who I should teach next. How this is going to turn out, but I'm using a jelly base and hopefully the characters will look like they're floating over the water. I started off by painting Crush, but I was really worried because he's a big turtle and I was kind of running out of space, but you can't have a Finding Nemo set without Dory and Marlin, so hopefully it all lines up in the end. But just when you thought I was done, out comes the Trippy Gel and we are sculpting a 3D starfish. And this is only the beginning. Nails by Dev and I just launched our 90s Baby Dream Jelly collab collection, so you know we had to collab on a set of nails too. I'm passing the—
Let's go! On my hand, I really wanted to capture the fish from the aquarium. I added some 3D seaweed and it was so much fun painting all these little fish. I still can't get over how this jelly ombre looks, and it was so perfect for the water in the aquarium. Then I had this crazy idea. Let's sculpt the fish, sculpt the bag, and let's paint Darla. I had to stare at her face for 2 hours. That was the worst part of doing this set. But oh my gosh, look at this. So funny. And look at my nails. Y'all are not ready for this collab.
Bratz nails. Now we know that Bratz dolls were the style icons of the early 2000s, so this manicure has a reputation to uphold. You know, I could have done some little 2D portraits. That would have been pretty cool, but girl, no. If these are luxury, we gotta take it up a notch, baby. I'm gonna be shading. I'm gonna be blending. And by the time all said and done, I want it to look like the actual dolls we played with as kids are popping off the nail. So by this point, y'all, honestly, I was delirious. I did 6 3-dimensional Bratz portraits, but we're not done yet. I wanted to make sure that this set screamed Y2K, so I added in these gorgeous pastel butterflies over some juicy jelly bases and topped it all off with the Bratz logo and doll emblem. And oh my god, it was so worth it. Honestly, if I could wear these for the rest of my life, I think I would. And look at that logo. Let me know what you think and follow for more crazy nails.